Hello, superstar traders. Welcome back to the EQ Markets Global YouTube channel. This is the weekly market outlook where we share deep insights on the financial market, the possible economic happenings that is going to affect the market, and more so where the directions where the market will be heading for the week. More than that, we also talk about some currency pairs, index asset, commodities, and even many more, and there are possible directions for the week. That simply means for you, a trader, that you're going to be making more money. So I need you to stay tuned and subscribe to this YouTube channel, and let's see where the market is going this week. My name is 𝗦𝗛𝗔𝗥𝗚, head market analyst for EQ Markets Global. Let's see first the economic happening for this week and their impact on the market. So we have a handful of them for this week. If you look closely, a handful of high impact economic happenings. By the way, this week, we're not going to be experiencing any bank holidays of any sort, unlike last week and the week before, where we had plenty of bank holidays literally everywhere, perhaps because of the Easter celebrations and many more, okay? But this week, we're not going to be having to see all of that. But on Monday, we will be having the Empire State Manufacturing Index, the Empire State Manufacturing Index. All right, this basically talks about the health of the economy of US. All right, one of the key and leading indicators that talks about the health of the economy of US. And of course, if the figures that we're expecting for this week's report is less than the forecasted is negative 17.7. All right, if we see the figures we're expecting less than 17.7, I mean, it simply means that it will be good for the United States dollar. All right, so we'll be expecting some form of bullish movement. But of course, if it's greater than negative 17.7, we'll be expecting a bearish dollar, because that's not really good for the economy. And then more so, we will be having on Tuesday by 7 a.m. Clement count charge. Okay, so people in Great Britain claiming that they don't have they don't have a job, and there's still unemployment. They're still unemployed rather, right? Of course, we know that's not a good thing, right? So if the figures are actually higher than what is being forecasted, which is about 10,000, 200,000 people, all right, it simply means that wouldn't be good for the Great Britain pound. We would see it lose some form of strength. But of course, if we have the figures less than 10,200, okay, far less than 10,200, claiming that they don't have job, it simply means that the economy is thriving and many more things are happening in Great Britain. And of course, we will see a lot of investors trooping into the Great Britain economy to invest in it, and that would be good for the Great Britain pound as well. Then, still on Tuesday by 1:30 p.m., we'll be expecting the CPI data month on month and year on year for the Canadian dollar. Okay, so let's put an eye on that. Also, the governor of the Bank of Canada will be giving a speech by 4 p.m. Okay. All right, so that's for that. The next very big news we'll be expecting will be on Thursday, 1:30 p.m. Okay. On Thursday, 1:30 p.m., affecting the United States dollar is unemployment claims. Right. On Thursday, 1:30 p.m., affecting the United States dollar is the unemployment claims. As always, it is forecasted that about 240,000 people claiming they don't have jobs in the US, okay, irrespective of some good data that we saw in the last NFP, right? But then we still see a whole lot of people claiming they don't have jobs, right? And if the reports we are expecting to come out should be far less than 240,000, it simply means that would be good for the United States dollar. But of course, if it is greater than this number that are claiming that they don't have jobs, that simply means that the United States dollar would possibly be experiencing some form of bearish movement. Okay, and then of course we have the flash services PMI still for the United States dollar, 2:45 p.m. on Friday. All right, let's put an eye on that as well. Literally the whole of Friday we'll be experiencing flash manufacturing and flash services PMI across the Euro, Great Britain, and also the United States. So we keep an eye on that. So these are just a few of the data that we will be expecting and the possible things that are going to be happening, right? So put your eye on the data, the forecasted, and the actual data that will be released. Let's quickly look at the dollar index and let's see what the dollar index is doing, all right? Like you all know, I like to talk about the dollar index because basically many of the pairs that we'll be looking at is tied to the United States dollar, right? So on the weekly time frame, we still see last week closing below the 100-period moving average, okay? We have last week closing slightly below, just slightly below the 100-period moving average. But what is most interesting for us to notice on this weekly chart is the fact that the dollar is still trading on a major established support, all right? Still on the weekly time frame, right? This is just a little data I am showing to you, but if you should zoom out and if you should zoom out and see the bigger picture, you'll notice that this is well-established support zone where currently the dollar index is trading. All right. So we can see that at this zone here, it was a resistance. Then we had a break of structure. This is retest, and another what retest around here. So of course, definitely, of course, if this support zone tends to hold effectively, then we will be seeing a bullish dollar in the coming weeks. But that notwithstanding, I like to show you still the dollar index we're looking at on the weekly time frame. Let's quickly look at it on the daily time frame. Now, by technical analysis, we could actually see that the rise of the dollar is brewing, right? Is brewing. If you look at it now, I said that because remember, number one, we've already established that on the weekly time frame is trading on a major support, right? Coming down to the daily time frame, two things to still back up our dollar rise is the fact that we're seeing a W-shaped pattern, right, forming on that support, a W-shaped pattern. Of course, you know what the W-shaped pattern is, right? That's the double bottom, right? So we're probably expecting a double bottom forming on that major support area where dollar is currently trading, right? So already the double bottom has been made. If the support holds, then we're going to see the rising dollar. That notwithstanding, last week Thursday and Friday candle created also a candlestick pattern which we could call the bullish engulfing pattern. If you look at that closely, right? If you look at that closely, sorry about that. If you look at that closely, somewhere around this level here, all right, this is Friday candle and this is Thursday candle, right? If you look here, what you can notice is a bullish engulfing pattern. Although we might still experience some form of retracement in the dollar or some form of consolidation, but we already know that it's going back up, all right? So probably these are just some few points to convince us that we could be having a rise. We could be having the rise of the dollar could be brewing, right? So that's it. So before we go over to check out those currency pairs and analyze them with respect to the fundamentals that we've just looked at, if you're new to this YouTube channel, I need you to hit the subscribe icon, turn on the notification bell, put it at all so you get notified every single time we put up educative and informative content just like this one, right? And then do also follow us on all of our social media channels and all of our social media handles on Facebook, on LinkedIn, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok. We are EQ Markets Global, right? Just type EQ Markets Global on the social media channel and you're going to find us. Most importantly as well, do well to follow us on our Telegram channel, right? If you need the links, aside searching on the social media apps to find us, if you need the link to be part of our group, any of our group, you can find the link in the description below, right, of this video. Just look below in the description, all right, and you're going to see all the links to our social media channels below. All right, let's quickly go over to the assets that we want to be trading this week and what probably would be happening. So let's first consider the Euro USD. Remember, we said that the rise of the dollar is brewing, right? It simply means that if the dollar truly rises, Euro USD is going to be falling, right? So for now, we still see bullish momentum on Euro USD on the daily time frame. And for me personally, you know, I've always been saying it for the past 2-3 months that the dollar was going to be rising to this level around here, all right? If you watch previous weekly market outlooks that I've done, you'd notice that I've kept this zone for quite a very long time, right? And I told you that's where the dollar is coming, right? So it's very close to the zone. It has tested that same resistant area, but it hasn't come into the resistant area properly, right? So for me this week, I will be expecting a slight push that will see prices come into this resistant area, possibly into this level here at around 1.11855. And then from there, if we get a confluence on the daily time frame, then we're going to see the charts. It simply means that perhaps the dollar would consolidate a bit, or the dollar will still fall a bit, but still maintaining that support area where it is currently trading, right? All right, so that's what we're expecting for this week. All right, a little bullish movement that will see Euro USD come into this resistance zone appropriately, and then of course we can find confluence on this resistant area, and of course we see Euro USD will be shorting. GBP USD as well. It's the same thing that we are expecting. All right, so perhaps I'm expecting this week some form of bullish movement. It's crazy, right? And then a bearish movement to take after, right? So I'm expecting probably that the GBP USD would be moving into somewhere around 1.26690, 1.26690. Currently it's trading around 1.24329, right? But on that zone, we might have a possible support area. You can see that, yeah? We can find a possible support area which will let it go up, all right? If you look at it as well on the on the on the hourly time frame, you can see some form of support. If this support holds, then we will see GBP USD see the highs of 1.26690 before we get a confirmation to short the pair. For USD card as well, we're still expecting on USD card, we're still expecting prices to come into this major support area, right? We're still expecting prices to come into the major support area around 1.32547, 1.32547, or what below that we have 1.32338. All right, so around this support area we would see USD card this coming week fall down to, and of course we find a confluence, a confirmation around that area, then we go buy on USD card. All right, for USD JPY as well, it's currently trading around a minor resistant area, right? But there is no confirmation. So I'm expecting that for this week, right? For this week, we might see a little sell-off to around 1.32782, and then a bullish movement that is going to let it see 134.742, 134.742, all right? Before we probably would see a bearish movement to the downside. But for now, we're still biased on USD JPY. So long that we will be expecting a stronger dollar, USD JPY, where we'll still be expecting a bullish movement. So in the coming weeks, rather, let me just put you through that. In the coming weeks, I see USD JPY hitting even the highs of 137.739. I told you last 134.742. What we can probably see in the coming days, USD JPY hitting the highs of 137.739. All right, this area is very significant for the pair. For Euro JPY, I found something really interesting. So this is it on the weekly time frame. All right, so let me show you what is interesting about this pair that I found. Okay, so I found that sometime in September, this is September, around that time, yeah. Sometime in okay, I'm coming. Yeah, this is around November, right? So sometime in November, we've seen Euro JPY create a high that has not been broken ever since then, all right? Sometime in November 2014, right? Sometime in November 2014, we saw Euro JPY creating a high that has not been tested properly ever since then. And that's almost like a decade, right? Almost like a decade. And we see Euro JPY now struggling to come back to test that zone. So that zone is very key and important to us, right? It's very, very key and important to us. This is zone I'm talking about, right? This is zone, this is zone, this is zone, guys. This is zone. So we would most likely see prices come properly into that zone, and then we will have a sell-off. So guys, this sell-off is going to be massive, and I need you to I need you to put Euro JPY as part of the things you'll be looking out for this week and next week. All right. Find the confirmation around this zone 147.965 to 149.715. Around these two zones, all right, is the significant level we're looking at. If you find confirmation on that zone, all right, whatever confirmation you use, if it is price action patterns, you look for the bearish engulfing or the rejection candles or the or the evening star, right? Look for all those price action patterns on that zone, and you're going bearish on Euro JPY. All right. If you're also used to using the commodity channel index, the CCI, which I have on my screen, then look for the CCI value to cross below the positive 100. All right, confirming bearish momentum. Right. If you scale down to the daily time frame, it's still the same thing. CCI is trading above the positive 100. That simply tells you that there's still bullish momentum in the market, and that bullish momentum is what we're expecting to drive prices into the 147.967 or 149 zone. Okay, and then from that zone we get a confirmation on the daily time frame. We're heading to shorting Euro JPY and making massive money from the pair. For AUD I'm still a little biased on this pair, although we keep our cool, right? Although we keep our cool. So let me zoom out and let me still show you why I kind of like said I'm biased on this pair. I think I looked at that. All right, so on the weekly time frame, I saw that in November as well, 2014, all right, a low was created, although that low had been broken, okay? Although that low had been broken in 2020, 6 years later, right? But prices is currently trading around that low, okay? That lowest point that was created in 2014, right? So that notwithstanding, all right, I am expecting the prices to be respected on this zone, and then we see a bullish movement. If you look at it on the daily time frame, all right, there's still bearish pressure in the market from our CCI indication, okay? There's still bearish pressure in the market, but of course, once we get a confirmation on the daily time frame, look at it. Also add this to Euro JPY because it's very important. Also add this to Euro JPY. So these are the pairs you'll be looking out for this week, all right? If there's any pair that you feel has a lot of potential and I did not look at it, please drop them in the comment section. I'll really be glad to give you my opinion and my judgment on those pair. All right, but for AUD all right, it's currently trading on a major support area. We are waiting for confirmation, then we're going long on this pair. Right, there had been some form of confirmations on the 4-hourly time frame, but of course, those did not hold for too long. Right, so still on this zone, let's look for that confirmation either on the 4-hourly time frame or on the daily time frame, and then we're going long on AUD CHF. On Euro AUD, it's currently trading on a major resistance area as well. Okay, let me zoom out and let me show you. All right, so it's currently trading on a major sub-resistant area. Can you see that resistant area? I think you see it best on the weekly time frame. Yeah, beautiful. You can see that this area is very significant as it has been tested multiple times. In fact, the last it tested was sometime in 2021, right? August 2021 was the last time it tested. So prices is currently trading around that resistant area, okay? So we would probably be looking for confirmations, which we already have now, right? We already have a confirmation on the daily time frame because our CCI began to trade below the positive 100, right? So we would be going short on Euro AUD, all right? You'll be going short on Euro AUD. So you may most likely want to have your stop loss somewhere around here. 1.65147. 1.65147. So I don't know if there's going to be a gap in the market, but I'm using the current market price, right? And that's about 130, yeah, about 130 pips. So if you're taking about 130 pips, we expect prices to see these lows, okay? First, we expect prices to see 1.60353, and of course, well below that level, we expect prices to also come to 1.58422. All right, so if we're risking 130 pips to the to our trade, we're expecting to get about 347 pips. All right, that's 125, 347. That's over 1.25. Okay, 1:1 to 2.5 rather. Okay, we're risking one to get about 2.5. And of course, if we see the lows of 1.584422 rather, then it simply means that we will be gaining about 540 pip movement to our favor. This is awesome. This is massive. Put this also in your archive. All right. For gold, I'll be expecting some sweet rejections on gold, and gold will most likely continue its bullish movement, all right, until this guy comes into 2072 or 2073, all right. So this is the zone we're actually looking at for gold, all right, irrespective of the fact that we have confirmation now for a sell on the daily time frame, but I see no proper support around this area. Okay, I still not see still don't see this area as a potential trading area. Rather, I see 2072 or 2073 as a potential trading area. Okay, so I'll be looking for the confirmation on that high. Okay, for the weekly time frame, we still got the bullish pressure. The CCI telling us that there is bullish pressure in the market. Okay, so yes, that's what I will be expecting for gold this week. And then for oil as well, oil is currently trading around a very good potential trading area, right? So that's because this particular area around 82.968 or $84.635 per barrel has been tested multiple times. In fact, just like we can see here in October 2021, we also see that zone well respected. And even after it was broken in sometime January 2022, we still see a retest on that zone and a bounce off before US oil began to see the highs of $126, $127 per barrel. All right, so prices coming below to retest on that zone is also something very significant and noteworthy, right? So we already got a confirmation on the daily time frame because CCI began to trade below the positive 100 level. So we can look out for opportunities to short US oil. Okay, we can look out for opportunities to short the US oil. All right, but then if this zone is broken, okay, if this zone is broken, guys, then please don't short. We can see prices coming to $92 per barrel. Okay, we can see prices coming to $92 per barrel, or even above that, then we can see oil coming to $96 per barrel. But for now, we're sell biased. Why? Because it's currently trading around a potential trading area, more like the supply zone, and then we've got a confirmation as well. For US 30, we're expecting this week price the US 30 driving into 34243 zone. All right, it's currently trading around 33936. So we're expecting it to drive up into 34243 level before we find confirmations to hit a sell on the US 30, which is the Dow Jones. For the Nasdaq 100 as well, we're expecting prices to have some drive into 13688 level. It's currently trading around 13099. Okay, before we will be expecting a drive up, right? A drive, just a minute. All right, we're expecting a drive into the zone, and then before we will be seeing a bearish movement on the index. So I think that would be all, right? That would be all for this week. All right, we've looked at Euro USD, GBP USD, USD CAD, USD JPY, Euro JPY, AUD CHF, Euro AUD, gold, US oil, US 30, and UT 100. Thank you so much. And if this video made sense to you, or of course, if it was helpful, if it was educative, if it also if you feel like it was inspiring or it showed you what you should be doing this week, right? Give a thumbs up, leave a thumbs up for me on this YouTube channel, okay? On this particular video, leave a thumbs up for me. And please, you can do me one more favor by sharing the link of this video to your friends and to your community, right? Everyone needs to see this and everyone needs to be part of this amazing analysis to make money from the market. Thank you so much, and see you next week for the next weekly market outlook. I wish you plenty peaceful week. Thank you.